A good davach. Welcome to Melave Malka with Malky. Tonight is Pesach Sheni. What does Pesach Sheni teach us? That during the time of the Beis Hamikdash, if someone was unable to bring the Korban Pesach because he was impure or he was far away, Hashem said, it's never too late. You get a second chance. What's the most valuable thing? Most precious? Time. Time is life. We have life so we can get another chance. When we say l'chaim, we say l'chaim, l'chaim. We say the word twice. Why? Once is to have life, and once is so that we can use the life for mitzvahs and ma'asim tovim. The Chasam Sofer, during his lifetime, finished the Shas many times, and at one siyum he was asked, why is this siyum so elaborate than all the others? And he replied, this siyum concludes my learning during the few minutes here and there in between while I was waiting around for people and so forth. With all these minutes, he finished the Shas. This week, in Mirz Hashem, we will be celebrating Lag Baomer, the yahrzeit of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is mentioned frequently throughout the Gemara, and it's interesting to note that the story of his stay in the cave is related on page 33 and is the third time that he is mentioned in the Gemara. Rabbi Shimon was a reincarnation of the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, and the words Lag Baomer, Lamed, Gimel, Beis, Ayin, Mem, Reish have the gematria of 345, which is also the gematria of Moshe. This Lag Baomer marks 1 year since the Meron tragedy, and there's a very moving story related to this. That a sofer by the name of Rav Chaim Gans went to comfort, to be Menachem Ovel, at the home of the Zagbach family, who lost Reb Menachem Osher Zagbach of 24 years old. And the sofer, Reb Chaim, noticed that on the table there were benchers with a dedication which read, the will of Menachem Osher Zagbach is to bench using a bencher, or a sitter. Strange. When did he have time to write a will before he went to Meron? The sofer inquired regarding this unusual dedication, and the family related that this man was careful to bench from a sitter or a bencher. He wouldn't sit down to eat unless he knew that he had a bencher to use when he was finished eating. So the family printed benchers so that other people would be inspired to do the same. And the sofer was very moved and decided that he too would bench from a sitter from now on. Well, a few weeks later, while he was in his workroom with other sofrim, he finished eating and he looked for a sitter. He couldn't even find one. He looked high and low. Maybe this time I'll just bench by heart. But then he recalled Reb Menachem Osher Zagbach. He continued searching, and after extensive search and time, in a dusty corner, he found a sitter written in a very old font with crowns, something very decorative. He finished benching and decided, wow, this font is beautiful. I'll write a Sefer Torah in this font. Perhaps somebody will be interested. Business at the time was slow, and he hoped that if he would write a Sefer Torah in this unique font, his reputation will improve. Well, a half an hour later, one of the Sofrim came in and said, there's a sponsor who would like to donate a Sefer Torah to each of the families from the Meron tragedy. Submit your samples of writing for approval. And Reb Chaim submitted what he had just been writing. And a short while later, the Sefer came back and said, Reb Chaim's sample was most impressive and accepted. He was chosen. Which family will receive the Sefer Torah that I will write, he asked. The family of Reb Menachem Osher Zagbach, was the reply. Reb Chaim was stunned. What hashgacha pratis? He looked for a sitter in the memory of Reb Menachem Zagbach, and from on high, now he has salary for a year by writing a Sefer Torah for the Zagbach family. We can strengthen that which was lost. The Gemara tells us that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is sufficient to be relied upon during a difficult situation. And the most difficult situation is this time of Geulah, with great pain and uncertainty that confronts us while we're waiting for Mashiach to come. Even if the past was terrible and the future is unknown, the present, here and now, is in our hands. Let's use our time for mitzvahs and ma'asim tovim to bring Mashiach now. Only good news. A good devach.